morning, everyone. Welcome to the new way of learning. I am Ma'am Christine, and I will be your English teacher this morning. We are now in quarter 3, week 4. Today's lesson, we will learn about analyze literature as a mirror to a shared heritage of people with diverse backgrounds. The most essential learning competency is appreciate literature as a mirror to a shared heritage of people with diverse backgrounds. At the end of this session, you will be able to number 1, determine the distinguishing features of notable poems, short stories, dramas, and novels contributed by Southeast Asian writers. Number 2, identify similarities and differences of the featured selections. Number 3, appreciate literature as a mirror to a shared heritage of people with diverse backgrounds. Our word for the day is heritage. When we say heritage, it is a person's unique, inherited sense of family identity, such as values, traditions, culture, and artifacts handed down by previous generations. It is something that is handed down from the past as a tradition, a national heritage of honor, pride, and courage. Before we begin, let us do learning task 1. To examine your prior knowledge of literature, its definition, types, and concept, answer the pretest below. Write your answer on a separate sheet of paper. Ready? 1. It commonly refers to creative imagination works including poetry, drama, fiction, non-fiction, and in some instances, journalism and song. A. Culture, B. Literature, C. Film, or letter D. Heritage. Number 2. This refers to the existence of variations of different characteristics in a group of people. These characteristics could be everything that makes us unique, such as our cognitive skills and personality traits, along with the things that shape one's identity. This refers to blank. A. Population, B. Diversity, C. Individual differences, or letter D. Customs. 3. This influences the views, the values, the humor, the hopes, the loyalties, and the worries and fears of the people. What is this? A. Culture, B. Heritage, C. Diversity, or letter D. Literature. 4. This discusses our legacy from the past, what we live with today, and what we pass on to future. A. Culture, B. Heritage, C. Diversity, or letter D. Literature. Number 5. These are the two major forms of literature. A. Poetry and short stories, B. Poetry and proverbs, C. Prose and novels, or letter D. Prose and poetry. Now, let us begin the new journey of learning. Reading and writing are two wonderful things man has learned to do. We get a lot from reading and writing. People share these learnings to other people with diverse background through literature. Now this time, you will give preliminary views on how to analyze literary works as they mirror the different beliefs and practices of people with diverse backgrounds. Look at this literary piece and answer the questions. What feeling is expressed in the poem? What belief of Thai people do you think is emphasized in the poem? Do Filipinos and Thai people have the same belief? How can it be proven? Now let us familiarize to the important keynotes of the topic. Literary genre. Literary genre refers to a style or category of literary composition. Genre means a type of art, literature, or music characterized by a specific form, content, and style. For example, literature has four main genres: poetry, drama, fiction, and non-fiction. Literature is any written works that are considered to have a long-lasting impact or importance as it expresses permanent interest ideas. This can either be in the form of poetry or prose. Culture is the characteristics and knowledge of a particular group of people, encompassing language, religion, cuisine, social habits, music, and arts. The diversity refers to the existence of variations of different characteristics in a group of people. These characteristics could be everything that makes us unique, such as our cognitive skills and personality traits, along with the things that shape our identity. Heritage is our legacy from the past, what we live with today, and what we pass on to future generations. Now let us proceed to the different types of genre. Number 1, poetry. Poetry refers to verse expressions with measures, rhymes, lines, stanzas, and melodious tone. It is not intended merely to entertain. It has a very useful and serious function to embody deep truth that reveal to us about human beings. It is further subdivided into different genres such as an epic poem, narrative, romantic, dramatic, and lyric. Dramatic poetry includes melodrama, tragedy, and comedy, while other poems includes ode, sonnet, elegy, ballad, song, and epic. Number 2, prose. This type of written text is different from poetry in that it has complete sentences organized into paragraphs. Prose, on the other hand, is a literary piece that is written in the form of the ordinary form of written or spoken language and within the common flow of conversation. It is easily understood as compared to poetry. In subject matter, prose generally concentrates on the familiar and ordinary, but may also deal with subjects such as heroism, beauty, love, and nobility of spirit. Number 3, drama. Drama is a form of text that is performed in front of an audience. It is also called a play. Its written text contains dialogues and stage directions. This genre has further categories such as comedy, tragedy, and tragicomedy. Fiction has 3 categories that are realistic, non-realistic, and semi-fiction. Usually, fiction work is not real and therefore, authors can use complex figurative language to touch readers' imagination. Unlike poetry, it is more structured, follows proper grammatical pattern, and correct mechanics. A fictional work may incorporate fantastical and imaginary ideas from everyday life. It comprises some important elements such as plot, exposition, foreshadowing, rising action, climax, falling action, and resolution. And the last one is nonfiction. Nonfiction is a vast category that also has subgenres. It could be creative like a personal essay or factual like a scientific paper. It may also use figurative language. However, not unlike poetry, or fiction has. Sometimes, non-fiction may tell a story, like an autobiography, or sometimes it may convey information to readers. Why is it important for us to learn that literature reflects shared heritage of people with diverse backgrounds? 1. To understand people's culture, customs, beliefs, and traditions. Number 2. To understand that we are different from one another. And number 3. To understand that we need to respect other people and what makes them different from us as well. Let us do learning task 3. Complete the puzzle. Refer to the given clues. This time, you're going to complete the diagram below by giving the correct points of comparison between prose and poetry. For learning task number 5, read the given literary work, then answer the questions that follow by writing the letter of your answer on a separate sheet of paper. What is the vision of the author in the poem? A. People need to work harder and work together to realize a vision. B. People of Burma should not be contented. C. People of Burma should have a big or wide vision to become progressive. Or letter D. People need to dream of having freedom. Number 2. Based from the poem, what is happening to the author's country, Burma? A. Burma is fighting for freedom. B. Burma is experiencing war. C. Burma is suffering from hunger and poverty. Or letter D. All of the above mentioned. Number 3. What should the people from Burma do to overcome the problem mentioned in the poem? A. They should extend help